Hello guys, in the past video we were working in the unit tests of this getLocationToTail use case. We were covering this scenario when this service responds okay when it succeeds, but we need to cover this scenario when it doesn't succeed. Okay, it's gonna be almost the same code. I'm gonna copy this. Here is gonna be almost the same. When getLocation and when getLocation succeeds, location has one resident and oh my god, and getCharacter fails. I'm gonna have to change this name because it's not readable, but just for the purpose of the video I just gonna leave it like this. And when in this case this service is gonna fail, okay, here we just gonna return an error. I'm gonna remove this message. We don't need a message, just leave it like that. Okay, it's gonna be the same. This service is gonna be called, this service is gonna be called, this one is not gonna be called, but now what is different is that this is gonna fail. Okay, so we don't gonna have characters, we just gonna have a location. Okay, we gonna change the expected result. Expected result is gonna be a LocationToTail that is only gonna have location, is not gonna have characters. Okay, and like you can see, the result is always or almost always a P result success. Just in these two scenarios is error, otherwise it succeeds in this case, and in the last one case it succeeds. Okay, and it's gonna be the same. Expected result has to be equal to result get data, that is gonna be the result of the use case. We just gonna run the test and we have to have everything. Okay, and doing that we just gonna continue with the next scenario that we have already covered. This scenario when we have single character and the service succeeds, and the other scenario is when we have single character and the server didn't succeed. Okay, now the next scenario will be when we don't have a single character, is multiple characters. Okay, we're just gonna start with this, with that one. Yeah, I think that I need to do something here because I have covered that good. Character response is gonna be equals to this or this. What will happen here if this service fails? Okay, get many characters and AP result of character. AP result get data. Okay, yeah, we just gonna add this, and maybe we just gonna encourage with one error because we don't have handled this when this service fail. But let's deep on that to see what error we have. Okay, just gonna copy the code because it's almost the same. And when getLocation succeeds and location has more than one resident, and first of all we gonna catch the get many character succeeds, and get many characters succeeds, and here is the same, just that this service fails. What? Yes, just a typo. It's gonna be the same, just that the get many character service it fails. Here the service is gonna fail. Okay, we needed to add that every that we get location. Here we need to change that to get many characters. With any parameters, we're just gonna return add success. And here we need a list of character. I'm gonna pass a list of, and I'm gonna pass a character mock character. And in the other scenario, get many characters is gonna return an error. Now I need to modify this co-verifies. It's gonna call to this service, but this service is never is gonna be called because now we have multiple characters. We never gonna get here because we have more than one character. Okay, so this one is never gonna be called. So you're just gonna call this to inverse. That this doesn't mean that. This means that this service is not gonna be called, and we're just gonna change this to exactly one time. Even if the service files or succeeds, it's gonna be called anyway. Okay, just gonna copy this, and I'm gonna paste it here. Okay, now we need to check what scenarios we have covered. And here, imagine that this succeeds, we're gonna have a location and a character response when this character succeeds, when this service succeeds. That will be this scenario. We're gonna have a location and we're gonna have a characters. It's gonna be equals to characters mock location mock character. Yeah, but it has to be a list. I'm gonna have to grab this inside of a list, and this will be the expected result. And if everything went okay, I think that this test it has to succeed. Okay, let's just run the test to see what happened. Oh my god, it just failed. Let's see when it was run. And he says that character get character verification get character, it wasn't called. Yeah, but I don't know why it doesn't succeed. This was never called. Yeah, there is a point to be never called. Get many characters inverse. This is co-verify that this was called exactly one time. Let's see the error another time. That it says get character inverse the verification filet. Why it just failed? Have no idea. And if we just remove that, the test will be run. Okay, I think so. The fed will be false, but I know why it just failed. And it fails another time. It says that okay, get made in. Okay, why this service was never called? It's supposed to be called. It's supposed to be called. Don't worry guys, we just gonna figure out what happened here. Okay, it says that this service was never called, but we have this. Yeah, I know that. I know guys, it was a mistake of my part, sorry for that, but it's gonna be really simple. I just needed to change 2 lines of code, and the problem is that we are sending a mock location with a single resident, and we need to send a mock location with more than one resident. Okay, we're just gonna change this here. It has to be here, here, and in these two tests we are not working on these tests right now. We are just working in this one for the moment, and the test succeeds. Why? Because we have a location with more than one resident, and like it's a location with more than one resident, it's gonna call to the service. First of all, here we are checking that this repository was called, that this wasn't called, and that this was called. Like we are just mocking this location repo is gonna succeed. This one is gonna succeed many characters, and this is gonna succeed, and the repo has the location, it has residents, so we're just gonna go here, and it's more than one resident, so we're just gonna go here and we're just gonna call to the service, and then we're gonna return this response, that is the expected result. Okay, now we have covered that scenario, but now we just gonna go to the last scenario that I am really sure that it's gonna fail. Okay, the expected result is not gonna have a list of characters because this service is gonna fail, so we don't gonna have a list of characters. Okay, even that is gonna fail, the service is gonna be called. Okay, we're just gonna run the test and we're gonna see what happened. And yeah, and I think that it fails for what? We're just gonna see the response, and it says that API result error cannot be cast as a domain success. Okay, and what it was that? Okay, so we're just gonna debug this to see what goes wrong, but I am really sure that it was because I don't have covered this. Yeah, here I don't have covered this. Here I am assuming that this service is gonna, it's never gonna fail. And if I go to get many characters and I check the implementation, get many characters, also here we don't have cover. I need to modify this code because I don't have covered the scenario when we get an error. Okay, so we're just gonna be debugging here, and yeah, it broke. Okay, we just gonna try to fix these tests. I hope that it doesn't take so much, but the code is gonna be really messy. It's gonna be really messy. I just wanted to solve this, and then later I will make a refactor. But what we're gonna have to check here, if val character response is gonna be equals to this. Okay, and now we're gonna check if character response is error. What we're gonna do here, we're gonna return API result error. Okay, and we have an error. If must have both. Okay, I'm gonna add a branch, otherwise we just gonna, and now why did you return an error here? You don't have, always is gonna be an API result success because you have location and you have characters. If location succeeds, all the response are gonna be success even if this service doesn't respond. Okay, now here we have to call success, and we only gonna pass a location detail with this location. Okay, yeah, like I said to you guys, will be a really bad code that I needed to improve, because look to this code, is a Hadouken, is really bad. And the other scenario, we just gonna return a location and with a character response that get data, and this is not gonna be needed. Okay, yeah, the code is really fucking bad, and it says unreachable code. Yeah, I think that I'm gonna need it to modify this use case, but just for the purpose of the video, I wanted to run this test and see what happened. Yeah, the response, it has to be success, but we don't gonna have any character. Okay, and like you can see, is success. Now we're just gonna cover this scenario. We have covered the both scenarios, when it succeeds and when doesn't succeed. Okay, guys, this was everything for this video, and the next video maybe I will show you how I refactor this code, because like you can see, it's really bad. Even we don't use this variable anymore, but just for to make the video more longer, I just gonna finish in this point. See you guys.